We all know the story of Genghis Khan, the great unifier, the brilliant tactician, the nomadic leader who forged the largest contiguous empire in human history, stretching from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe. His legacy is often painted as one of harsh but necessary conquest, a brutal but effective march towards civilization. But what if the canvas of history has been painted over to hide the true scale of his atrocities? What if beneath the legendary conquests lies a trail of unprecedented slaughter, calculated terror, and the systematic erasure of entire cultures? Welcome to Buried History. Today, we are digging up the dark side of Genghis Khan.
Chapter 1. The Pyramids of Nishapur. In 1221, the city of Nishapur in modern-day Iran made a fatal mistake. During a siege, a citizen fired an arrow that killed Genghis Khan's son-in-law. The Khan's response was not just retaliation, it was absolute, apocalyptic vengeance. When the city finally fell, Genghis Khan ordered his troops to spare no one. The ensuing massacre was so complete that the Mongols didn't just kill the men, women, and children. They slaughtered the dogs and cats in the streets to ensure nothing drew breath in Nishapur. To prove the totality of their work, the Mongols beheaded the corpses and constructed 3 massive mountains of skulls, one for the men, one for the women, and one for the children. Some historians estimate the death toll in this single city reached 1.7 million. It was a terrifying message to the world. Defy the Khan, and you will not just be defeated, you will be erased from the earth.
Chapter 2. The Rivers of Black and Red. The brutality of the Mongol Empire didn't end with Genghis Khan. He built a machine of destruction that his descendants unleashed upon the world. In 1258, his grandson Hulagu Khan arrived at the gates of Baghdad, the crown jewel of the Islamic Golden Age. Baghdad was the intellectual center of the world, home to the legendary House of Wisdom, a library containing centuries of human knowledge. When the city fell, the Mongols didn't just loot it, they annihilated it. Hundreds of thousands of civilians were slaughtered in a week-long bloodbath. But the Mongols also waged war on human knowledge itself. They threw the entire contents of the House of Wisdom into the Tigris River. Survivors recorded that the river ran black with the ink of thousands of destroyed books, and then ran red with the blood of the city's murdered scholars and philosophers. In a matter of days, the Mongols set human progress back by centuries. Chapter 3. The Weaponization of Terror. Genghis Khan was a master of psychological warfare, and his tactics were horrifyingly cruel. He didn't just defeat armies, he weaponized the civilian populations he conquered. When the Mongols laid siege to a fortified city, they would often round up the peasants from the surrounding countryside. These terrified captives were forced to march at the front of the Mongol army, acting as human shields. The defenders on the city walls were forced to slaughter their own people just to reach the Mongol troops behind them. If a captive hesitated or fell, the Mongols executed them on the spot. Furthermore,
Genghis Khan institutionalized mass rape as a weapon of conquest, distributing captive women among his soldiers to break the spirit of the conquered nations. His empire was built not just on military genius, but on the systematic application of absolute terror.
Chapter 4: The 40 Million. When we look at the total cost of Genghis Khan's conquests, the numbers become almost incomprehensible. Historians estimate that the Mongol invasions resulted in the deaths of approximately 40 million people. In the 13th century, that represented roughly 10% of the entire global population. Entire regions were depopulated. Cities that had stood for millennia were reduced to ash and never rebuilt. The destruction was so vast that it actually altered the planet's climate. With millions dead and countless acres of farmland abandoned, forests reclaimed the land, scrubbing massive amounts of carbon from the atmosphere. Genghis Khan is often cited as the greenest conqueror in history. But this environmental shift was purchased with the blood of 40 million human beings. It was a genocide on a scale the world had never seen, and arguably hasn't seen since.
Chapter 5: The Secret of the Grave. Genghis Khan's obsession with absolute control extended even beyond his death. When he died in 1227, he ordered that his final resting place remain a permanent secret. To ensure this, his loyal soldiers enacted a final, horrific bloodbath. As the funeral procession carried his body back to Mongolia, the guards slaughtered every single person they encountered along the route, ensuring there were no witnesses to the direction they traveled. Once the Khan was buried, legend says that the soldiers who dug the grave were executed by a second group of soldiers. That second group was then executed by a third, who then committed suicide. Finally, 10,000 horses were driven over the burial site to erase any trace of the disturbed earth. To this day, Genghis Khan's tomb has never been found, a final testament to a man who demanded that the world remember his name, but never find his bones.
Genghis Khan, a figure of immense historical weight, whose empire connected east and west, but whose legacy is written in the blood of 40 million people. When viewed through the lens of buried history, the so-called Great Conqueror is revealed as the architect of unimaginable suffering, a leader who used terror, slaughter, and total annihilation as the building blocks of his reign. History isn't black and white. It's built on dark secrets. And sometimes the greatest empires are built on the deepest graves. Subscribe to Buried History for more untold stories that challenge everything you thought you knew. And if this changed how you see history, leave a comment below. Which historical figure should we dig up next?